Yo, what's up, dudes? Hey, how's it going? I thought I would come back and talk about the Lotus Mini. Remember this guitar a couple years ago? This adorable little solid body electric, made in Japan. And I had used it in a video. I did a whole video about it. Check that video out. Probably has a lot more details about it that I forget about the company and because I did a little bit more research. But had been on the wall and not very good, at keeping tune. And the screw on the humbucker had fallen out, and so the pickup was dropped in. And I was like, oh, you know what? I have the screws now. And the person who sent me this guitar also sent me a set of tuners right there, which I finally got installed. These are from All Parts, and they're a direct drop-in replacement for those old sort of covered tuners from yesteryear, where, they're not that great, don't have a very good ratio. These have a much better ratio, especially on a guitar like this, not very forgiving because it's a short scale. I think this is a 19-inch scale, if I remember correctly. Having a higher ratio makes a huge difference in dialing it in correctly. And it's pretty good at holding a tune. The frets are kind of flat. Looking back, I probably should have just taken the time. I was just impatient. Should have taken the time to actually mask off the fretboard, level and crown these frets. I have all the tools. And then I could have polished them up. They would have looked amazing. So, maybe another video. I'll do that, and we can see if it makes a difference. Because, when you're dealing at such a small scale, flat frets can mess with your intonation a little bit. You're not really getting the center of every fret. Just crowning those frets and limiting the touch point of each fret to the very center of it goes a long way in getting a nice, even tuning as you go up. And certainly finalizing, I didn't even intonate it because the intonation wasn't that bad, though admittedly it wasn't perfect. But I was like, close enough. I just want to play this thing. All right. So did polish the frets though, because they were pretty oxidized from sitting on the wall for a couple of years. And I oiled up the fretboard. Hydrated it and got it nice and dark, and I fixed the pickup while I had the strings off of it. And it was really the tuners, so if I'm going to do the tuners, off come the strings, fix the pickup, polish up the frets, put the new tuners on, hydrate the board, string it back up again. And I got that all done. And so, very low cost. I want to say those tuners are like $40. Again, they were a gift, but I want to say they were like $40. So a low cost way, if you have any old guitar with those, you know what I'm talking about. Guys my age remember these. Right, those old covered style. They're basically an open back with just a cover. Anyway, it's a very fun guitar, if you can find one. I have it tuned up 1/3. I replaced it with a set of 10s, Ernie Ball 10s, my 10s there. So, tuning open, you just go up the 3rd fret, and that's your tuning. So it's going to be G, C, F, B flat, D, and G. And of course, because I'm in a drop tuning, I'm actually in a drop F. Yeah, these are kind of tricky to find. You know, if you can find one on Reverb, good luck, especially on Reverb. You have to pay the Reverb tax, which is like, I don't know, 300%. God. You know, you find one of these on a normal place, and they're like $250 to $350. You go on Reverb, they're like $750 to $1,200. And another 100 shipping. It's got a surprisingly thick neck, actually. I mean, isn't that the only reason you buy one of these guitars? What is it? It's a... Then I think it's... Yeah. Of course, he's plucking it. But my plucking days are over. And then I think it's here. And halftime. And then the best riff in the whole tune. I was trying to remember that before I came on here. I'm like, don't you know that tune? Took me a few seconds to bring it back, but I think that's close enough. You know? All right, dudes, there you have it. Lotus Mini, few upgrades, few updates. I think it's sounding good. Maybe we'll come back in a little while and I'll do the full fretwork on it, and we'll see if it makes a little difference. But fun guitar, if you can find one. They're a little tricky to find out there. And I could have sworn they made, other than the cherry sunburst, right? This is like the bright burst there, like full-on sunburst. I could have sworn they made a gold top, which would be sick, right? But I don't know if it was Lotus that made it, right? There was a few people. It could have been Edwards. And I think Edwards actually even makes currently a mini single cut that actually has a little amplifier in it. Right? Kind of cool. Kind of an oddball. But again, another mini guitar. This is from late 80s, early 90s. And I think the Edwards stuff is probably 90s to present, or even 2000s to present. Again, you probably have to import it from Japan. I don't think there's direct sales in the U.S. All right, dudes, there you have it. Lotus Mini. It's a fun one. There you have it. As always, thanks so much for hanging out, and rock on.